Hey guys, in the shop today, we're going to show you what this ACMER P2 20-watt laser can really do. We're going to show you 5 projects you can make for gifts or to sell. So stick around, we'll get into it. Now hey guys, I should have chapters, so if you want to skip the unboxing and the setup, look at my chapters and you can get right to the 5 or 6 projects that we're making today. Now this laser is supposed to come fully assembled so that you can get to work within 60 seconds. I'm going to set a timer and let's see if that's really true, starting now. It's boxed really well, blah, blah, blah. There's some materials. Here's your laser module. Yeah, no way I'm getting this assembled in 60 seconds. You got your safety glasses. This is an open laser, so there's not a protective screen around the entire enclosure. So you definitely want to wear your protective goggles. Got an accessory package. Let's see what's in here. This is our power cord. Looks like some keys to turn it off and on, and I'm not sure what else. So yeah, I thought this was going to be a little more assembled. On the website it said it was much more assembled. So you get a toolkit, looks like with all your drivers and some zip ties for cable management. It's got a little brush, that's how you can clean the lens of your laser. That's nice to have. Then we've got our air assist. If you're new to lasering, the external air or the air assist, it blows on your cutting surface while you're lasering it. So you get less char, less burning, less fires, and you can actually cut deeper because the air pushes the material away as you're cutting. So air assist is fantastic. Okay, we've got all the little stuff out. This is packed really well to protect it. Okay, let's lift the main unit out. Be careful not to get the belts. Man, that's solid. All right, there we go. Now's probably a good time to grab the instructions. I mean, if you're like me, I don't use instructions that often. That gets me in trouble though. So here we go. Here is your air assist. We're just going to plug that in here. And I believe, well, we're going to look at the instructions. And this is really not an unboxing video to show you exactly how to put it together. I was really trying to see if I could get it together. Their website said 60 seconds. So I thought it would be a little more assembled, so. Okay, let's see what it talks about here. Okay, so they've got these different blocks that are here, 2 different locations. And those are to protect the gantry during shipment. So we're gonna undo those. That's nice, they provide the little hex head screwdrivers, so that's kind of cool. That's a lot better than just the some of the generic tools that get sent to you. Make sure I've got the right size in there. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that feels better. Yeah, there we go. They gave us 4 sizes, so I didn't know which one was which. Little blocks that keep this locked into place during shipment. Okay. Next step, let's see. Let's see what else we've got in the handy dandy instructions. Set the toggle switch to R. Manually move the X axis to the end of the machine. Don't know what they're talking about. Set the toggle switch to R. What toggle switch? Doesn't really tell me. Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. The laser module they sent me was a 20 watt. They have different varieties like a 10, a 20, a 33 watt. I think they've got higher, but they all have different engraving and cutting capabilities. According to the website, this 20 watt is supposed to be able to cut 25 millimeter wood, which is just over 1 inch. We're gonna test it. So stick around, let's stick around to the end. We're gonna test that at the very end. So this just installs pretty easily. Let me show you. I don't know if that's, maybe not that hard. All right. Okay, we've got that attached. Plug it in. There we go. Here's our air hose for your air assist. All right. We're going to secure that with a zip tie. It's a nice design with this laser, how it connects. And I like that you're securing it with a zip tie so it doesn't get pulled out easily. That's the goal anyway, right? Alright guys, so we're about to power it up. To connect your air power, it was underneath here. So we're ready to power it up. I'm wearing the safety glasses. I would absolutely recommend it. You only get one chance with your eyes. So let's power this up. Let's get the key to turn it on. There we go. The emergency stop was pushed in. So we are powered up. Let's get a laptop and hook that up. I'll show you what it looks like on my laptop. I use Lightburn, which is a software. It's around $100 a year. Well worth it. It's a fantastic program. Let me get that hooked up. You've just got a port over here you can plug in. Then I'll switch it around to our Lightburn. Show you what that looks like, and we'll just design something really fast. We'll see what materials they sent us as well. Just next to a USB, your laptop or PC. Let's switch over. So we're gonna try to engrave, let's see. Wow, that's such a high engraving speed. But let's try it at 100% power at 12,000 millimeter per minute. That is so fast. Let me change my settings. So 12,000, 100% power. Well, actually, here's the interesting thing. This says per minute, millimeter per minute. So we need to divide that by 60, because in Lightburn, I've got it set to millimeter per second. So divide that by 60. It's late in the day for math for me. I gotta use a calculator. Yeah, it's 200. So we're gonna say 200 millimeter per second. That fan's pretty loud, but it shut down. That's awesome. I watched some other reviews where the fan didn't shut down, but it did, so that's awesome. All right, take my glasses off. Heck yeah, y'all, look at that. That is fantastic. So that's my company logo. Man, that engraved beautifully. Plenty dark. You could actually speed this up a little bit, I bet. I think we did it at 200 millimeters per second. And that's fantastic. So I'm super happy with that. So we'll consider that a sign. You usually use a honeycomb. ACMER didn't send me a honeycomb, so I bought one. So let me put the honeycomb in here so we can cut something, and we're gonna also engrave. Let me think about this. We're gonna test engraving one of these aluminum business cards. This is something that can also make your business stand out. Never done one of these. So let's look at the recommended settings. They send you a sheet. This is anodized aluminum. So they're saying 10,000 millimeters a minute, 100% power. So to divide that by 60, I'm gonna have to do math. So 10,000 divided by 60. $166. So that's the speed we're gonna set. Now we need to measure one of these cards. So this is what we're gonna do here. So these cards are 2 1/8 by 3 3/8. So 2 1/8, 3 3/8. Okay. Okay. We've got a line. We're just going to put the business card there. You can make your own jigs. There's all kinds of different ways to do this. This is just the way I've done it. This is my first time engraving aluminum. Now, I'm also going to put on a respirator before I do this, because you don't want to be breathing all these fumes. Wow, y'all, that is freaking awesome. That is super cool and detailed. Like I said, this honeycomb was just something I bought from Amazon. It is not from ACMER. I think the bed size on this is 400 by 420 millimeter, which is around, I think, 15 inches, give or take. So I bought a 400 by 400 honeycomb, because if you don't, when you're cutting something, you don't want to cut into your table. You get a cleaner cut, a safer cut, and you're not burning through your table. So nice. We're gonna try some of this. This is solid walnut that I have some sticky double-sided tape on. So let's make a magnet for your business, or you can do whatever you want on it. Cutting, we're gonna look at cutting. Let's see, that's engraving. Here's cutting plywood, 4 millimeters, 300 millimeter a minute, and 100% power. So divided by 60, is that 5 speed? I think that's 5 speed. So 5 speed at 100. Let's try that. I have basswood. So 10,000 at 100%. Not too bad. So far we've made a sticker out of walnut, solid walnut. We've engraved on some plywood. We've made a business card with our logo. I think it's time for a slate coaster. Let's see here. Slate. Well, ceramics. Let's see. 20,100. That's not bad. That looks great. What I like to do when I do coasters, I'll engrave it first and then I'll clear coat it with some clear coat. I use some spray on clear coat so it really makes the color pop out. That looks fantastic. So if you guys have used this laser, put in the comments if the move command works for you in Lightburn, because it's not working for me. Because usually how I center my work is using the move command. So I'm kind of at a loss. Usually I start from the move command, so I'd get a much more centered appearance. So one more thing, let's set up the rotary. Now ACMER did send me the rotary. Never used a rotary before. Let's get this out of here. set that up off camera. Now let's test how thick we can cut. The website is unclear if I can cut 30 millimeter or 25 millimeter. Just for your reference, 3 millimeter is 1/8 of an inch. So 1/4 inch is 6. So let's start, so 1 inch is, what is that, 24 millimeter. So we're gonna put a 1 inch piece of oak on here and see if we can cut it. I have no idea. Let's try it out. Stick around. Put some magnets, kind of hold it in place. Hey guys, so absolutely wear your safety goggles and a respirator. If you don't know, lasers, when they cut, they emit particles and fumes such as smoke. They're noxious, they could kill you. They're very bad for you. So your laser engraving, this laser doesn't have an exhaust system that I have, so you definitely need to protect yourself. So we've got it on this. This oak is 7/8 of an inch. So we're gonna see if we can cut this thing. No idea if it'll work or not. Let's find out. This is why you always stay near your laser. This actually started a fire. I was using 2 millimeter a second at 100% power. I'm sorry, it was 1 millimeter a second. And I went up to 2 millimeter a second on the last one and did 6 passes. So on the left,
I started out with 3 passes at 4 millimeter a second speed. None of these, and then the last one I went 1 millimeter or 2 millimeter with 6 passes. None of these cut through. Now, to be fair, this is 7/8 inch oak, and I'm unclear on the website if they are referring to the 20 watt or the 33 watt that's supposed to be able to do this. But from my testing, the 20 watt will not cut through that thick of wood.
Hey guys, final thoughts on the ACMER P2 20 watt laser. I'm very pleased with it. I had one issue with the air assist where it wouldn't turn on. If you want to see how I fixed that, click up here to the video on how I fixed that. So my thoughts are, I'm very happy. The engraving speed is super fast. Very rigid construction, easy to use. This is my first open bed laser. So I bought a little honeycomb third party and I'm very happy with it. It cut well for craft shows, to make things for yourself, for your business. I think it'd be a great starter laser. You can engrave cutting boards with it. One thing I didn't do in my video was if you had a big piece of wood, you could actually put this laser on top of that piece of wood and engrave, like on the center of a table. That'd be a pretty special thing. So I like the ease of use. It interfaces with Lightburn, which is the program I use, which is great. Super fast engraving. The engravings were crisp, clean. Once I figured out the air assist, I had great cuts. I was cutting solid cherry and solid walnut, no problem. So would I recommend this laser? Yes, I would. Let's not forget the rotary attachment. For me, I'm a wood turner, so to be able to engrave rolling pins that I make is a big deal. Customization is key if you're trying to sell things. Customers have an emotional tie to a piece when it has something special engraved on it that means something to them. So that's a game changer. That's my first rotary. Definitely going to be using that in the future.